Hello dear students, my subject is Computer and Network Security, unit name Introduction and Security Threats, and topic Types of Attack and Security Basics. The objectives of today's video is understanding various types of attack, defining security basics, and understanding the CIA terms confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Now introduction. In this video, we are covering the types of attack like phishing attack, SQL injection, and malware, means virus, logic bombs, and Trojan horse, and security basic terms. Now first, phishing attack. In phishing attack, the hacker creates a fake website that looks exactly like a original website, such as for example like a SBI bank website or PayPal site. The phishing part of the attack is that the hacker then sends an email message trying to trick the user into clicking a link that leads to that fake website. Means user can then redirect it to the fake websites that look like an original website. When the user attempts to log in with their account information, means their credential information, username, password, and the security details, the hacker records the username and password and then tries that information on the real site. Say, as shown in the figure, here the attacker means phisher. It creates a fake website that looks like exactly a real website. And then that phisher or say attacker send an email message or send an email to the internet consumer saying that log in to this site for this kind of updation of a bank or like that. But it's not an original site. So rather than log into the original bank site, what consumer can do? The internet consumer can log into the site, fake website that is linked by the attacker through the email. Now consumer can redirect to that fake website and enter all its credential information like account information, username, password to the fake website which is created by the attacker. Now what attacker can do? Attacker records all these information, all this security information, and then tries that information on the real site. Okay, like as shown in this figure, on the step number 4, the attacker send the request within that information to the original bank site, and the original bank website that sends the money transaction to the attacker rather than the original consumer. The all transaction can be gained by the attacker. So such kind of situations or such kind of things happen. So it is a kind of phishing attack. Now next, SQL Injection Attack. SQL Injection Attack is a one type of web attack in which the malicious user or say attacker can inject SQL command into an SQL statement through the web page input. That means here attacker send a malicious coded SQL query, and that malicious code SQL query is known as an SQL injection. Attacker sends such kind of query to the web server for gaining the web application access. So it is a one type of web attack. Here as shown in the figure, the legal user provides its credential information like username and password to the web server through the web application, and then web server send that request to the database server for checking for correct username and password. Here the database server say SQL server access the true condition, and if the record condition, if the condition is matched, then the access is granted to the legal user. But here what happened? The attacker modifies the SQL statement. Even little bit modification in the SQL statement is possible. Dynamically change of SQL statement is also provided, also done. Here the attacker send the malicious SQL query and asking the web server for the access. Then attacker log to that SQL server through that injection. Now how that modified query or malicious SQL injection take access to the database, how that access is possible? For that, take one example. Here one query is sent by the legal user. Select star from user where username equals to abc@xyz.com and password equals to 123456. Okay, so that is a legal query that is sent by the legal user to the web application or through the web server. Now there is a one logic as shown in the figure. It's a truth table of OR gate. Here it shows a OR gate. According to OR gate logic, if any one of the condition is true, then output is always true. Means any of the condition is satisfied, then it gives the legal access. It gives the access in the form of true result. So what hacker can do? Hackers modify in the query like that. Select star from user where username equals to dash or 1 equals to 1 hyphen hyphen. Here the underline word or 1 equals to 1, that is more important. That statement is executed as a true condition. It always becomes true. That means the query is executed. So here the end portion is not showing dark, it is light. And password equals to 123456, that is now not required to be executed because any one of the condition becomes true, then the statement, then the output is always true. Means the login credentials can be successfully taken by the web application. So it's a kind of SQL type of attack in which attacker modifies a SQL statement, SQL query and take a control. Here the data confidentiality, integrity and availability are compromised by the attacker. So using SQL injection, it can be used to perform the different types of attack like authentication bypass, information disclose, compromise data integrity and compromise data availability. Okay. So use of bind parameter function can be prevented from SQL injection attack. Next, malware. That means malicious code. Malware is a malicious software. It is a computer program which is designed to damage computer without the knowledge of user, without the user's consent. For example, logic bomb, Trojan horse, virus, these are the malicious code, say malicious software or say malware. Now first, logic bomb. Now logic bombs are a malicious programming code that is inserted into a network system or to a single computer for the purpose of deleting the data or creating other malicious act on a specified date. That thing is important. On a specified date means this kind of malware can be in its action on a specific date. When that specific date or specific time reach, then and then that code tricks its action and it starts propagating. So it's known as a logic bomb. The logic bomb works similar to a time bomb because it can be said to go off at a specific date. It does not distribute malicious code until that specific date is reached. It can be rather difficult to detect However, you can take security measures such as constantly monitoring the network system for any suspicious activity, either by using antivirus application or continuously scanning your system through scanning programs. Now, next, Trojan Horse. It is a harmful piece of software that looks like a legal. It claims to do one thing but really does another thing. Means Trojan Horse, it's a software that the people seems that it's a legal and it can claiming to update these or do this like that. That looks like a legal thing, but actually it can do some other thing, means spreading some malicious activity, doing some malicious harm to your system. Okay. It refers to a non-replicating malicious program. It spreads through user interaction such as opening an email attachment or downloading and running a file from the internet. Trojan Horse often appears as an email attachment. Okay. For example, Microsoft says that they are one kind of mail of Microsoft. Download these it's updates of or the page of Microsoft Office, and if you are downloading it, then it's a malware. So the legal sites, the reputed sites, they cannot provide such kind of updates on their emails. Okay, so this is a type of Trojan that looks like a legal and claiming to update the Microsoft, but it's do the other thing. Okay, it's a kind of malware. Now next, types of virus. It's the general types. Based on the characteristics of virus, there are 5 types like that: file infector virus, resident virus, boot virus, companion virus, and macrovirus. Virus is also a malware that can spread by human action. First, file infector virus. It infects program executable file like .exe or .com file. When this file is launched, the virus is activated. Resident virus, it is loaded into RAM and stays there. Boot virus, it infects master boot record of a hard disk drive. Okay, and it damages hard disk drive. Companion virus, it adds the program to the operating system, that is a malicious copycat version to a legal program. For example, notepad.com is a malicious programming code that is added with notepad.exe, which is authenticated code. So when the user write notepad in the command prompt, then window execute notepad.com instead of notepad.exe. Then macrovirus, it is written in a script known as macro. And when that and attached with the document, when that document is running, then that virus takes its action. One more terms, security basic CIA model, which consists 3 terms: confidentiality, integrity, and availability. Now first, what do you mean by the confidentiality of information? The confidentiality means information kept private and secure. Means that information cannot be modified. Means preventing of sensitive information from reaching to the wrong people. That theme is referred as a confidentiality. Okay. Information must be kept private and secure, like account number when we are banking online. To maintain the confidentiality, we require strong authentication and strict access control or encryption of data is required. Integrity means it maintains the consistency and accuracy of data over its lifetime. Means data should not be modified, delete, or add in the way of transmission. And availability of data, that means availability of information refers to ensuring the fact that the authorized parties are able to access the information when needed. Means information only has a value if the right people can access it and the right time. For that, backup of data is required to maintaining the availability of resources. Thank you for listening.